Hey, I'm meteorologist Érica López. Happy Monday. It's officially the week of Christmas, and there's going to be a lot going on in terms of the weather. So stay tuned for the forecast. I'll let you know where you can see the rain chances throughout the rest of the week. But I want to show you a couple images first of what happened this weekend in terms of the weather. This first one is from Hancock, Michigan, and you're seeing lake effect snow in this area yesterday evening. At least 4 inches of snowfall have accumulated in this area. And if you're not familiar where Hancock, Michigan is, it's just north of actually the Wisconsin area. It's on that upper peninsula in Michigan. So way up there, they get a lot of snow in this region. I think it's ranked the 3rd snowiest city in the country. So yeah, definitely in time for this type of weather there. This next image comes from our very own storm chaser, Aaron Jajak. He took a lot of footage from his chases recently in the month of December. This is just one of them. This is from this past Wednesday. And he is saying that this is drone view from the tornado watch box in mid-December in Iowa. And you can see a little bit of that melting snow on the ground as well, but in the distance is that line of storms that eventually did track into this area and caused a lot of power outages and even some confirmed tornadoes across the Midwest on Wednesday evening. Now this last one comes to us from the National Weather Service in Jacksonville. This is actually the University of Florida's WeatherStam camera, and they caught a nice shot of a line of showers with an isolated thunderstorm moving through Gainesville. Now this is an area that we're going to be watching over the next several days. Believe it or not, there's actually already a severe risk in place for Florida. So stick around for that forecast. I'll have it for you towards the end of this video. Let's take a look at what's going on across the MyRadar app, and you're seeing a lot of the rain was concentrated in parts of the Gulf Coast. You're getting a little bit of a break on that, but rain chances are going to increase. You're actually seeing a little bit of that moisture that's eventually going to move into the Gulf Coast. A strengthening low pressure will make way for an isolated thunderstorm threat heading into the midweek. And we are also seeing some snowfall across the Pacific Northwest right now. But for the most part, Sunday heading into Monday was relatively calm across the U.S. But let's show you that overall weather pattern heading into the start of this work week. Maybe you're off for your Christmas vacation. Well, we're gonna get some increases rain chances across the Gulf Coast. Like I mentioned, high pressure is in place. A lot of you in the Central Plains, you're actually feeling that cool down with temperatures increasing every so bit slightly throughout the week. But overall, that's really going to take over the weather pattern over the next several days heading into the holiday weekend. And then as we get towards Monday and into Tuesday, there's that strengthening low pressure. That's going to bring rain chances into portions of the Florida Peninsula and even portions of South Georgia. So something to keep in mind, if you have a flight booked for Thursday flying in or out of Florida, just keep in mind, I think some of those flights may be delayed just because of this thunderstorm activity from the morning and into the afternoon. And here comes a cold front that's actually going to drop temperatures just a little bit for portions of the central states there. And then we're watching another storm system moving across the west coast, and this will also bring more rain chances for portions of Oregon, Washington, and even Northern California, where they're still seeing extreme to exceptional drought conditions. And of course, we'll give you an update on that drought as we get that new Thursday drought monitor. But here's a look at your overall Futurecast. Starting off this morning, if you're traveling anywhere, you're green, you're good to go if you're anywhere in the Central Plains and even across the Northern Plains. Across, though, the Gulf Coast, it's going to be a soggy commute there with rain chances from Houston to even portions of East Texas and Dallas, and that increasing cloud coverage across most of the southeast there. And then as we get into your afternoon for your Monday, that rain shifts into parts of Louisiana and even the Florida panhandle there. Just a couple of light rain showers, but this is moisture. You're going to feel that increase in moisture as well ahead of this forming low pressure system off the Gulf Coast, but otherwise pretty quiet for most areas. And then you're seeing as we get into Monday afternoon, more rain. And then as Tuesday comes into play, a lot of the shower activity will be concentrated in the early morning hours for your Tuesday from Florida all the way into portions of South Georgia. And then as we get into Tuesday afternoon, that's when we start to see that thunderstorm threat. But here's a look at your overall weather pattern setup heading into this work week for the West Coast. Like I mentioned, a lot of you are still going to see a bit of rain heading into this morning and into the afternoon. A couple of flurries possible in those higher elevations from even Oregon to Washington and even Idaho there. And then this increases actually as we get into your Monday afternoon before tapering off once again. But another storm system is going to move into the West Coast, and this will bring even more rain chances across Northern California, Oregon, and Washington. But here's a look at your overall rainfall potential. Most of the rain will actually fall in the next 3 days in Florida. 5 to 7 inches of rain possible from the middle coast to even the first coast of Florida and South Georgia there. So Savannah, Jacksonville, Gainesville, you guys are going to be in this heavy rain threat over the next 3 days. So just something to keep in mind. Localized flooding is always an issue when you have this amount of rainfall falling over these regions. And then over the next 3 days across the West Coast, a lot of Northern California, parts of coastal Oregon and coastal Washington will get 5 to 7 plus inches of rain possible, but most areas 3 to 5. Of course, localized flooding is an issue with this, as you just saw a plume of moisture move over your area. So a lot of the grounds are already saturated there. Just something to keep in mind over the next 3 days, especially if you're traveling. But overall, our temperatures are a little bit all over the place. That front is really helping cool things off across the northern plains. Bismarck, you're back down to 9 degrees below average, but you're seeing an uptick in temperatures across the central plains from Denver to Oklahoma City to even parts of the Midwest. But as that low and high pressure comes into play, high pressure is really helping bring in some of that cooler air as well. So that's where you're seeing temperatures a little bit below average for this time of year in portions of Texas. But of course, things will start to change as we get into the later week. And if you're still watching, I have that early Christmas look in just a little bit here. But let's take a look at your overall high temperatures for your Monday. 37 degrees in New York City, 40 in Philadelphia, 41 in Cleveland, 37 for Lansing, Michigan, 41 in Chicago, and 43 in Washington, D.C. Across the Ohio Valley, you're also seeing 40s, 44 in Lexington, 52 in Nashville, 46 in Charlotte, 44 in Roanoke. And then across the Southeast, 50 in Atlanta, 59 in Tallahassee, 73 in Orlando, 75 in Tampa, 80 degrees there in Miami, 55 in Houston, 46 in Shreveport. Across the Central Plains, 55 in Oklahoma City, 48 as your afternoon high temperature in Dallas, Texas, 36 in Omaha, 57 in Denver, and 59 degrees in El Paso. Across the Southwest, 63 in Los Angeles, 41 in Reno, 30 in Salt Lake City, and across the Pacific Northwest, some of our chilliest temperatures will be here. 39 in Seattle, 28 in Spokane, 8 degrees in Fargo, North Dakota, 19 in Minneapolis, 23 in Sioux Falls, 25 in Rapid City, and 35 in North Platte. We're also going to enter finally the winter season this week as well. But let's take a look at where we're going to see those thunderstorm chances heading for your Tuesday. And this is mainly the area in Florida. There's also a very low tornado threat possible heading into Tuesday. Some of these severe thunderstorms may be strong enough for a little bit of rotation, something to keep in mind. High winds is mostly the big risk. 50-mile-per-hour winds plus are also possible if you're in this green shaded area. That's where we're seeing that marginal risk, a level 2 out of 5, but we still can't rule out the possibility of tornadoes and high winds. And yes, this is actually very abnormal for this time of year because it's usually dry and this is a pretty robust system moving in. But here's a look at your early Christmas Day forecast. A lot of you guys will be warming up into the 70s from even Dallas to parts of the Gulf Coast there and areas across the northern plains. Pretty cool. We are going to see rain chances increase for the West Coast and of course for the Ohio Valley, but this will change day by day. So I'll give you that updated forecast each and every day until we get to the day of Christmas. And if you watched this far, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you're following us all across our social media pages, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I'll see you back here tomorrow.
Follow MyRadar on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Download MyRadar on iOS, Android, Amazon Alexa, Xbox, and Windows.